in the 60 to 64 age bracket. So we'll drop it down 5 years. The work remains mostly the same. Tanya Wagner, the event description.
Sorry about that. Yeah, the work remains the same, and really these athletes are going to do more of what we just saw, but they have the advantage of seeing what it looks like. They know that sticky point, so now I expect to see a little different pacing, a little bit even more casual pace early on, and I expect to see a little bit stronger, and most of these athletes to finish that sandbag squat right there near the end.
Your leader on the men's side coming in is Will Powell. Your leader on the women's side is the undefeated CrossFit Games champion Susan Clark. She is 4 for 4 winning titles. Those are the hunted. Here as we begin day 2.
This can always be a little trap here, starting off an event with, something that you can either cruise into or you can really crush. And sometimes as a competitor, it's just hard to tame yourself and not. To hold back is a lot of times when I'm coaching people to it, it's harder to have people hold back than to push. So, really, just telling yourself this is your warm-up when you also know you're in the middle of a competition and there's a lot of points on the line for this. It's hard to do.
Lane assignments here for these athletes, beginning on the men's side. Randy Lane in lane 1. Will Powell, we mentioned, is the overall leader. He is in lane 10. Carl Giuffre in lane 8, making his CrossFit Games debut here in 2021. Michael Wall, he and his wife are both competing this weekend. He is in lane 16. On the women's side, Donna Murray is in lane number 23, with Christine Mullen right next to her in lane 22. Threw it for a loop. I was expecting 1 through 10. I was like, no, yeah, we have 40 athletes. There are that many lanes. Yeah. Lynn Natman, the CrossFit Games veteran, is in lane number 27. And Lisa Olsen had a really good day yesterday in lane number 30. There is Will Powell. 6th place in event 1, 1st place in event 2, 1st place in event 3, 1st place overall, looking for his 4th title, 14, 15, and 17 wins.
Just all the confidence he needed there for that first day. What he wanted to do, you're not much better than that. So, just really running his race. There is some pressure that I'm sure you put on yourself. Like, all right, I want to keep doing that, but set himself up exactly where he needs to be here in day 2. I expect to see more of the same from Powell.
Fun chance to make history as well. Nobody's ever won the CrossFit Games across 3 different age groups. A couple of people this week can do that. Ron Ortiz in one of the younger brackets, but Will Powell could do it with a win in 60-64 here. Part of that's longevity. You're here that many times.
It is, and but the cool part, like we've mentioned, is you do get to be in these different age divisions through your master's career, and so you do see a different crew of competitors, and it shakes things up.
Will Powell at an 11 right now. And it's interesting to see the different paces as you go through the age brackets as well. We saw the 65-plus athletes biking around at 900, now up to an 1100 already.
We'll just keep seeing that shift as the age drops. The numbers are going to go up. Ladies, right into lucky number 68.
The bike erg is the most like a bicycle of all of the apparatuses monostructurally that you can ride in CrossFit. The only one the handlebars don't move in.
Yeah, and with that damper, you're evaluating what's your ability. What are you more of the, you have the longevity and you like the lower, faster pace, or do you like the little harder push and you can handle the strength-wise with a higher damper setting? It's really preference on what you're able to maximize.
Does that true bike feel make a difference? Because air bike, assault bike, the other types of options, you can really pump with your arms. This is all legs.
Yeah, exactly. It is all legs. So you can't recruit other muscles to say that's your only option is to adjust that damper. And that's all you can do. But you don't have to be hunched over. You don't have that effect there. So if you're truly treating this as just a warm-up, you can sit up upright and don't have that pressure on your back either.
Patricia Mcgill, 4th place overall. She's your leader on the women's side. 2nd out of the age group online qualifier from CrossFit Lindsay in Ontario, Canada.
She's coming out with a very urgent pace here. on the GHD sit-ups.
And look at the casualness of just the flick to get up, touch that pad, and get right back to it. There's an ease.
That nice little riser there. You only want to reach as far as you need to. Clean range of motion. Don't overextend, don't overreach, but she has nice long arm reach, so it's really easy for her to get there.
She'll be joined by Sue Lawson right next to her. Will Powell is in second place. He's chasing John Crowe on the left. This is John Crowe's maiden voyage here at the CrossFit Games. So you talked about being able to face different people. There's your dichotomy. 8 years a Games veteran and a rookie on that split screen.
You know, just because they're not at competition doesn't mean they're not training, doesn't mean there's not other people out there, you know, and if they're just introduced or finally, you know, get enough courage to try the CrossFit Games or go for it, you know, that is the exciting part. There's a lot of fantastic people out there with abilities.
And they're 60 years old, like they still have Instagram, so they still know, I know that Will Powell guy. I've seen his workouts.
You know what you're doing.
Patricia Mcgill. One of my favorite things to watch in CrossFit is a long line of people doing GHDs.
Just getting some clarification where she needs to be with these lanes. Looks like, oh, this is costly here for the time.
Because there's 4 people in the lane of where you have to stand to leave space for the others.
And it looks like she just grabbed the wrong pair of dumbbells from someone else's lane. And as an athlete, there's just so much in your head, there's so much going on. All of those little details really matter when you're the leader of the pack and you're the first one going down the lane. You have no one to watch, so it makes it a little more challenging.
McGill right now is your leader. Susan Clark in the background is in second place. So, talk about having somebody breathe down your neck. Susan Clark is on your heels. Mentioned it earlier, she's been to the Games 4 times. She has won them all. And within split seconds of each other, they begin their walk, but McGill had a little bit of a lead based on the placement there. Look at that side by side. You got to cross, drop the dumbbells, pick the sandbag up, then move back behind the line to do your squats. Will Powell has a hand in the air on the men's side. And Will Powell will extend those up and go.
They didn't even need to use the legs. That was just a strict press and hold that weight for him. No big deal. Those dumbbells are 35 pounds.
Starting to break a little bit to his left, but strong enough to control that across the line. And Will Powell now to pick up the sandbag. And you'll notice the different strategies here. You just have to have it over the shoulder. It can be on your back. It can be on one shoulder. It can be on the other shoulder. You can switch as you go.
So McGill is just choosing that one arm hold. Well, next to her, Susan Clark is holding with both arms, more of a back rack, back squat.
Does that tax you differently in terms of which leg does more work?
Yeah, it sure does, and that's where for McGill, well, actually, I'm sorry, no, I've seen this different angle now. Susan is, Clark still is on that same side as well. And my guess is more so you're supporting the weight, being able to just support sand when it's moving. It is hard to hold on to. It's a lot more grippy with the grippy if it's on your back than they're supported by your shoulder.
Susan Clark just had a no rep in there. She does have a 3-rep lead though on McGill, and it's gotten crowded with everybody else starting to arrive. So now back up to the line so you have full distance here on your sandbag carry or your sandbag sprint. Susan Clark leaving nothing up to chance. Susan Clark has 19 CrossFit Games event wins, and now she has 20.
Brilliant. Get the sandbag across the finish line. She didn't readjust, she didn't re-grip. It was locked in enough, and she just carried it right from her shoulder. She chose a very smart pace early on.
Patricia Mcgill came in just behind her. How about this time, Ryan? 2 heats, 2 women's winners. Come on, men.
Now, some people out there are going to be yelling, well, it's an underground sandbag. You know, the ladies should be heavier, and maybe that is the case. But I like seeing that they're going through the same volume.
Will Powell on the men's side. He does have to get across into the
He
white.
needs to, not the sandbag, just yourself.
Good news is nobody else is on his heels, so Will Powell still the winner on the men's side.
You know, it almost takes more time to wait for the sandbag to hit the ground than to just run with it. So our sticking point, like we figured,
It's the sandbag. Lisa Olsen, second place overall. So she'll finish in, looks like 5th in the heat here. We'll have to see what kind of impact that has in the overall standings. Women are starting to just flood across the finish line. Meantime, Will Powell, you can see off in the distance, just taking off his shirt. He popped a squat on top of that sandbag, watching the destruction behind him.
At the top of your screen, you can see the clock there. We're just approaching that 11-minute mark. So we still have 5 minutes left with these athletes. So different age division. And we're just seeing that difference there.
Michael Wall will claim the second place finish for the men. That's his best finish of the weekend and his first in the upper half. Right behind him is Tim Lyons. That is his best finish of the week so far. Third place. He was 8th in the 1-rep max yesterday. Play to your strengths, grab points where you can. Conrad Kaufman, that's a good finish for him. That is his best finish for the weekend. And then Tim Laframboise, who was in 4th place overall coming in, will have an upper half finish as well. We've got dives across the turf. The athletes, though, now realizing, hang on, wrong spot.
You have to breathe across the finish line, not before.
Cost a couple seconds. I'll have to go back and kind of watch the tape to see if it cost any placings. Just about 4 minutes left to go until this cap here. That is what a chipper will do to you. Carl, it's supposed to go in your mouth.
And they're relying on their judges. Literally at that point in the event, it's like, just tell me where to go. I'm not sure how this thing ends.
No, there's not another heat. I can just stay here, right? Donna Murray out of CrossFit SCV in Santa Clarita, California. Her second appearance here at the CrossFit Games. And she will waltz across. So Bobby Slayton with the sandbag carry in the background there will now come across in just over 13 minutes on the men's side. Everyone is on the sandbag at this moment. It's just a matter of how far you're going to carry it. Randy Lane, 60 years of age, his first year in this division. We still do have 2 athletes sandbag squatting. We got 1 male and 1 female on the sandbag squats. And Donna Bruce has done a really nice job of coming back, cheering on the competition. We are 2 minutes left here until the count. Tanya, this just continues to be the case in the story for each of these heats. The sandbag, and this is what you predicted, the sandbag is the dastardly part of this.
Well, you know, there's always the argument, what is the name, why is it called a chipper? Is it because of how you feel? Like it feels like you went through a chipper yourself? And I would say, God, for these athletes remaining on the field, the last final two athletes, it probably does feel that way for them. And that's the correct, proper name of why an event like this kind of thing is chipper. But I would also urge them then, take that one at a time, just keep chipping away. Pick that bag back up, it's what they're doing. And that sandbag at 100 pounds for the men, 70 for the ladies, it feels much different than a barbell at 70 pounds and 100 pounds.
We've got the men's finishers right now trying to cheer on the lone athlete left. Hand is in the air for Elizabeth Cole on the women's side. With 15 seconds left. The effort right now is to try to get through the sandbag squats. Forget the carry to the end. Just get through the movement in front of you as we hit the cap at 16 minutes.
You know, it doesn't matter what division you're in, it still is CrossFit. That means you're still going to get the support from everyone else, and people want you to finish, get as far as you can. Even though you're competing against them, it's you don't want to see anybody out there by themselves without that encouragement. So something we've all grown to know and love from day one. And it's what people see at the elite level. It's what you just, you know, you don't want to see that lone person out there.
It depends though on your mentality, because I get angry when people cheer for me.
All right, there is that.
Because like, I know I got work left to do. I got you.
But people
But you're right.
don't want to sit there and just watch you
100%.
struggle
100%.
by yourself.